won't keep you. We've got a lot to do today. There's a game later on. I don't know what all these people are doing with all these transfer rumours and that sort of stuff. Quite frankly, we need to get prepared for this evening. But I did say I'd do a little update if there was any new news. It's nothing major. Well, it is major. It depends what you call major or not. We've got a couple of rumours and we got some news, I guess. And that news is that Kurt Zouma is... Well, he's been in Saudi Arabia for a couple of days now. Not only has the agreement been reached with his club, but he's about to undergo a medical. Now, I'm as in the dark about this stuff as you are. I've been saying for some months now that I never expected Kurt Zouma to fail a medical. So he obviously went over to the United Arab Emirates to sign in their Pro League, to sign for a club over there. We agreed terms. He failed the medical. Now, as I understand it, that was a much better deal for West Ham because even though we were not going to receive a transfer fee, they were going to pay all the wages for him. He failed his medical, so now he's negotiated with a Saudi club. Now, we don't know what the fine details are in terms of the fitness and the injury situation, but you have to assume the conversation has been had, right? You have to assume that Kurt Zouma's people have spoken to the club and said, look, he is injured, he's unlikely to pass a stringent medical, so can we have it a little bit lighter? No treadmill running or anything like that, no sprinting, no bending down, no twisting, no turning, no kicking of the football. But aside from that, he's perfectly fine. I do wonder if there's been a less stringent medical has been agreed upon, because listening to it being reported now, it's being reported as if he'll pass the medical. It was just like a Mickey Mouse medical, quite frankly. I don't know. Now, I would imagine that puts him on some sort of pay-as-you-play deal. But what is clear from this is that West Ham are going to have to pay either half of his wages or pay him off early. Now, when I say pay him off early, the remainder of his contract is 4.4 million for now until the end of his contract at West Ham. It may well be that we pay him off 2.2 million and he agrees to leave. That might be really what's happening. But that will only happen if he knows he can earn the money elsewhere and earn the money out in Saudi. So the finances are agreed. He's just got to get on that treadmill and do his stuff, really. So there you go. That it could be happening. It should be happening. But if it falls through, none of us are going to be surprised. We'll just have to wait and see what happens there. I guess probably the biggest news of the day in terms of transfer rumours is Maxwel Cornet. And there's apparently interest from Southampton in him. Now, again, that's really interesting because ordinarily when news comes out, club news, during a transfer window, if you're in a non-advantageous position, you want to keep that a secret. The club are broadcasting it pretty loud now that for some players they're willing to subsidise half the wages. And that's certainly the case. We tried to subsidise Danny Ings' wages with his deal to Southampton. Naifer Gerd, we've attempted to subsidise his wages a little bit, as I understand it, just to get the loan. But if it's a transfer, we won't do. Kurt Zouma's wages we've already discussed. So, I mean, it's pretty much everybody that we want to sell. Clearly, we're not going to subsidise wages on players we don't want to sell. Which makes the situation with Maxwel Cornet a little bit interesting, really, because Southampton know that they can strike a bargain with West Ham. But we're encouraging that because we're so desperate to get these players out the door. So it would appear if Southampton are interested, I think it probably works with Cornet. I think it probably works for everybody. It means we get rid of him. We get rid of some of his wages at least. I guess it would only be a loan deal. Well, there's no need for them to make it permanent. He could resurrect his career, and then you never know. You never know. If he has an absolute blinding season for Southampton, you could have a situation like you had with Flynn Downs, where they buy him for something close to his value. It doesn't so much bring in money, but it lessens the wage bill. And as the club keeps saying, over the last 2 or 3 days, they keep saying we've got no spots left. They want to open up spots within the squad, so we need to get players out before we can get players in. Southampton know they can drive a deal. I think that's the thing. We've dealt with them lots over the past 2 years, haven't we? And obviously we've had dealings with them this season. So they know. Even if they didn't, because of the Ings transfer that didn't happen, there's bargains to be had. There's bargains to be had. There's very much Black Friday deals available at West Ham, and January sales, and call it what you will. Finally, Pierre Ekwah. Pierre Ekwah, you remember this guy? We got him, we sort of poached him from Chelsea's academy, spent a bit of time in our academy, did really well, but nobody at the club thought he was going to make it, apparently. So what happened was Ekwah was hoiked, so I say, off to Sunderland. 350,000 in a nominal, sort of minimal fee. He's done rather well since he went there, basically. Done really, really well. And as a result, Sunderland have had a lot of interest in him. Now, it appears that they've just rejected a €5 million offer from Udinese, Italian Serie A club, who would like to sign him. However, they've rejected that. And what they're looking to do now is try and get around £7 million for him, £6 to £7 million. Now, this is really interesting because West Ham have a buyout clause there, a sell-on clause, not a buyout clause, sell-on clause. So we get 35% of any transfer fee, which is why, obviously, Sunderland are keen to push it up. Now, Saint Etienne have apparently entered the mix, and they're really interested in signing the player. So I mean that could help push it up a little bit of an auction, a little bit of a double club being interested in him. Really, really good that would be, because it would mean that if they get their valuation, could mean that West Ham get a couple of £1 million for somebody that. Well, I guess they didn't know. I guess they expected at some point to get some money out of him, unless he was going to spend his whole career at Sunderland. But to get it now is the really important time, because as the club keeps saying, we don't have any money. We keep on talking about pending. We keep on talking about Carlos Soler being in the green room and waiting for that transfer to happen. He's ready. He's ready to go. I think he's got the patience of a saint. I think so of Paris Saint-Germain, quite frankly, because obviously West Ham are constantly saying to them, "Oh, we'll get the job done. We'll get the deals done soon. It'll be done, and then we'll complete the signing of Soler." And what the club have been really clear on this, by the way. Kurt Zouma on his own is not enough. Just him leaving doesn't free up enough funds to immediately allow us to activate this deal for Carlos Soler. I think we need another one. So reading between the lines, Zouma going out, and then one of the others, be it Cornet or Ings, is really going to help. Agurd's different, because I think we do expect a transfer fee for him. It's not going to be the 30 million that we paid for him, but if it was 15 million, that's different. We don't have to necessarily worry about that. But in terms of places and wages, we need to get these deals done, and it needs more than just Kurt Zouma. Anyway, that's it. I'm done for now. I'm going to go and crack on. I'm doing some bit of DIY work today in here. I'm moving my desk in this section of the man cave to that section of the man cave for reasons that I've explained on Patreon. I won't go into that now. By the way, now's a great time to sign up for Patreon. If you haven't done so already, patreon.com/HammersChat. 7-day free trial. Loads of stuff going on there. We've got some really, really cool stuff going on next month. We've got cool stuff going on all the time. Go and check that out. Links in the description below. I'll see you an hour and 5 minutes before kickoff over on the main channel with Gio.